fat is so good, honestly. I gotta tell you guys, I didn't grow up with coffee. I really only got in coffee in my university days, where in university they flood you with newspapers. If you've ever been in a university campus, you have these crisp newspapers everywhere. It's an amazing feeling just to grab a nice fresh paper in the morning before class starts and grab a cup of joe somewhere on campus. So that's what really sucked me into the coffee universe. And last maybe 2 years or so, I've really gotten interested in coffee culture. I used to be a 1% or 2% milk guy at home. We never had cream growing up, ever, because my mom has high cholesterol. And, you know, typically we didn't really eat a lot of saturated fat. Not really. I mean, mostly lean meats. You know, we would eat healthy fats, you know, olive oils and things like that, but never really cream until I first started trying cream at my wife's place when we were going out, and I got hooked, and I love cream, and I started drinking cream. You know, and I started getting a bit pudgy. I don't know if it's because of the cream, but, you know, or maybe I'm just getting a little bit old, but at some point I started to think, is cream somehow healthier than these fractionated mints? Or can it offer, not healthier, but can it offer some sort of advantage over skim milk, for example? And the answer is of course it can. You know, by having a higher fat content, right, in the cream, fat is just energy, so you can use energy. If you live a very high energy lifestyle, you know, if you're working out a lot, you know, if you're doing a lot of physical activity, you need energy. And so cream is a fantastic energy source. It's amazing. It's just high in saturated fat, and when saturated fat becomes damaged in the body, when it becomes oxidized through various things like inflammation in the body or whatever, over time that can contribute to plaque in the arteries. At least that's what we think, and that contributes to cardiovascular disease, right? It's cholesterol too, same thing with cholesterol, right? When cholesterol becomes oxidized, when it becomes damaged, that increases certain cell types called foam cells in your arteries, and that's like the beginning stages, we think, to plaque development, and that's a bad thing. That's why, you know, we thought for a long time we wanted to avoid saturated fat, you know, animal fat, like in bacon, right, from pork belly, creams, butters, things like that. But if it's not oxidized, you know, if it goes in and you don't have a lot of inflammation in the body, and you're using it as energy, it's a fantastic energy source. And anyway, my thinking at this time, maybe about a year ago or so, was, if anything, if I use a little bit of cream, not a lot, just a little bit here and there, right? Maybe a tablespoon in a cup of coffee every day. Would it be, if anything, maybe less processed than the skim milk? And the answer is, I think, yeah, you know, it's a little bit more whole. But wow, was I shocked when I read the ingredients on cream. Have you ever actually read the ingredients on cream? You know, I'm going to read it for you, okay? This is just regular cream, okay? You would think it's just cream. Or like half and half would be milk and cream, right? It's half and half of each. It's not, guys. The 10% cream. This is the ingredients, okay? Milk cream. Okay, that's good. That's a good start. Modified milk ingredients. Wait a minute. In the last video, we just talked about a lot of processing, right? What does modified milk ingredients mean? What type of modifying are they doing? What type of processing? What kind of chemicals are they using? I don't know. Maltodextrin. That comes from corn. What is corn doing in cream? Guys! Disodium phosphate. Blah, 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 blah. Sodium citrate. Blah. Glargine. Carrageenan or carrageenan. I never really understood how to pronounce that thing, but who cares? Guys, what is this doing in cream? These are the ingredients in your cream, okay? If you go to any grocery store, it doesn't matter what brand, I encourage you to check it out. Pull it out of your fridge, read the ingredients, you're gonna see what's in there. It's not just milk and cream, there's a lot of additives. Maltodextrin is from corn, typically from genetically modified corn, which is another story altogether, which maybe I'll talk about in some later video. Genetic Roulette is an amazing movie. Look it up on YouTube, watch Genetic Roulette, it'll explain all of it. But maltodextrin is from corn. Again, from the last video in processing, what do they have to do to corn in order to rip out this molecule called maltodextrin? Obviously, you have to use chemicals and maybe heat. You have to use a lot of processing to rip out this one molecule that they're using in cream. And so it's not, who knows if the molecule is bad for you, but certainly if you're using chemicals like acetone or hexane or any number of harsh chemicals that they may or may not be using, I don't know, you'd have to ask the company, can't be good for you. It's not the simple ingredients that our great-grandparents used to use, which would just be milk from the cow or cream from the cow, right? And so that's the problem. So let me just, you know, let's say saturated fat aside, okay? Let's say, you know, you just want something that tastes much better. This is organic, okay? You guys can see that, I think. It's kind of fuzzy, and I don't want to reach to the camera because I don't want to knock it off. But guys, it's just organic cream. Look at that! Just organic cream as the ingredients, okay? So that's the difference really in a nutshell, without even going into other things like inflammation or what the cow's being fed, like grass-fed or whatever, corn-fed cows in their milk and what it does for you, without even going into any of that. Right away, the difference between organic and non-organic, it's obvious in the ingredient list itself, okay? Now it's true, if the cow's eating certain things, like if the cow is eating mostly corn, then it's going to be producing a lot more inflammation, and that can carry through in its milk product. Okay, the cow has something that's called arachidonic acid, which goes up. The cow therefore has more inflammation, just like you would if you just ate corn, right? If you just eat, if you just eat corn really as a diet, first of all, you wouldn't survive very well for very long, I promise you. But you would start to get a lot of inflammation because of it. And animals do that too. Same with chickens. It doesn't really matter if you're just feeding them corn, which they shouldn't really eat. Guys, I went to a supermarket the other day and I saw corn-fed beef being advertised. You have to stop and think about that. You got to sort of think, do cows really eat corn? Or are they supposed to eat corn? No, they're supposed to be eating grass in the field, roaming around, guys, okay? So that's what they're supposed to be doing. Now, if cows eat grass primarily as their diet, lo and behold, they have less inflammation. So the fat that they produce, that can carry through. And so some people theorize, and there's been studies on this for sure. I mean, there's data that shows, in some data anyway, I wish there was more, it shows if you eat cream or milk, dairy products from grass-fed cows versus cows that are eating a diet full of corn, you yourself you're able to control your inflammation a lot better if you eat the grass-fed stuff versus the other generic stuff. Not all, or like if you're eating organic milk or organic cream, by the way, it doesn't mean that the cows are being fed grass for the entire duration of the year. Okay, that's the difference between grass-fed and organic. So organic doesn't mean that, but usually organic does mean that the cow is being fed grass a lot of the time, but it doesn't guarantee that they're being fed grass most of the time or all the time. If it says grass-fed on it, then that means that, they're being fed grass most or all the time. However, if it doesn't say organic and it's grass-fed, who knows what's in the grass? Maybe it's laced with pesticides and herbicides. So anyway, enough about that. I choose organic cream wherever possible. If I see grass-fed, I'll alternate between. And the bottom line is just don't eat too much of it, guys. No matter what, no matter how healthy it is, it may be healthy in small amounts, but not large amounts. Okay? See you guys in the next videos. Cheers.